Ellen J. Monroe Drama are celebrating the history of women's football. Historical facts have been mixed with imagined speech to enhance the narrative. The first documented women's football games were in Scotland but were short-lived. Then, in 1894, Miss Nettie Honeyball founded the British Ladies Football Club.
Samuel, please listen to my essay that I wish to send to the London Journal. The New Woman. Emancipation in Football by Nettie Honeyball. I am a new woman. I am an independent woman who seeks radical change. My convictions on all matters for the sexes are all on the side of emancipation. I look forward to the time when ladies may sit in Parliament and have a voice in the direction of affairs, especially those which concern them the most. We ladies have too long borne the shame of presumed inferiority to the other sex. Are women not as good as men? With the advent of the new woman, it is only natural that she should have desire to compete in those games, which have been looked upon as being exclusively the property of man. If men can play football, so can women. I founded the British Ladies Football Club with the fixed resolve of proving to the world that women are not the ornamental and useless creatures that men have always pictured. When I placed my advertisement in the Pall Mall Gazette, I really did not expect so many replies. 50 like-minded ladies responded. The British Ladies Football Club played our first match in public on the 29th of March 1895. As there were, of course, no other women's football club to play against, we split ourselves into two teams representing the north and south of London. A crowd numbering over 10,000 attended.
There was an astonishing sight in the neighbourhood of the Nightingale Lane ground, Crouch End, on Saturday afternoon. Crouch End itself rubbed its eyes and pinched its arms. All through the afternoon, trainloads of excited people journeyed over from all parts, and the respectable array of carriages, cabs and other vehicles marked a record in the history of football.
There will always be, I am quite sure, curiosity to see women do things classed as unwomanly, as this newspaper report proves. Such antics in petticoats only attract for a moment by reason of their novelty or expected impropriety. And when that novelty has gone and the impropriety fails to come, the business is off. At this juncture, I would like readers to know that not only do we not wear a petticoat, we have also relegated to limbo the straitjacket attire of the tightly laced corset in which fashion delights to clothe us. This item not only distorts the figure which nature has endowed, but also impairs our physical vigour and health. Women can, and do, engage in any sports, including football, as long as they dress rationally. Myself and our president, Lady Florence Dixie, therefore made it our duty to promote rational dress for women playing sports. For our lady footballers, we settled on a modest combination of orthodox jerseys made after the fashion of voluminous blouses, together with knickerbockers or a divided skirt, and naturally, shin guards. Following our first match, my brother Samuel organised a tour for the British Ladies Football Club.
I really think the public have taken the wrong view of the lady footballers. They are either universally condemned in good set terms or are satired unmercifully. Of course, everybody knows that they did not play good football, if indeed they played football at all, but who would expect it? If we were to take a similar number of young men at random who knew nothing about the game and give them a few days' practice before asking them to perform in public, could we expect any more science than we saw in the North v South match? If the lady footballer dies, will she die hard?
The matches raised funds for many charities. I may particularly note in my diary that on the 6th of April 1895, we participated in a charity festival of football at Preston Park in Brighton. The occasion had been organised to raise funds for local medical charities and around 5,000 spectators attended. In the May, a match was to be played against Sheffield United Football Club. However, the club were advised by the Football Association that, and I quote from my brother's notes, "It is contrary to the rules that the lady footballers should play on your ground." Samuel, Lady Dixie and I tried in vain to speak to a member of the Football Association Council to determine exactly which rules would be contravened. A successful tour of Ireland in May 1886 culminated with a farewell match against a team of Dublin gentlemen, in which we defeated the gentlemen by 7-2. So very one-sided was the match. Our goalkeeper had so little to do and often left her goal unprotected to play up with the forwards. The 2 goals scored by the gentlemen occurred simply because their forwards bundled our keeper into the net while she had the ball in her hands. Whilst I, as will readers, understand this action is within the rules of the game, I do not believe this to be gentlemanly conduct and within the spirit of the game.
Women in her place is a charming creature, but the idea of donning football shirts, knickers and shin guards and trying to ape the man is somewhat disturbing to one's peace of mind. Let them look at their hopscotch and skipping ropes and leave cricket and football to the boys.
The following July, Samuel tried to organise matches in Devon against Byford and Exmouth clubs. He was thwarted, however, by officialdom. The Devon Rugby Union Committee resolved that under GL of the English laws, such matches cannot be allowed, and further, the committee strongly disapproved of any such matches being entertained. The British Ladies Football Club has always played under the rules standardised in 1863. Consequently, once more we try to establish the exact wording of this rule. Was this the same rule that we had come across back in April? No persons from the Devon County and District Associations could acknowledge this. Can it be that gentlemen feel an indignity of being defeated by women and no longer wishing to endure it, having consequently invented a rule to prevent such occurrences? We felt that these recurring attitudes to women's football at the highest level of the game could only work against everything that we had already established. Regardless of this, we continued to play matches against gentlemen when we were able. We began, however, to never quite know what to expect when we arrived for a game. It appeared to us, Samuel, that when women footballers took on gentlemen, a violent reaction was sparked within any man on or off the field. On one occasion, the crowd invaded the pitch surrounding us and forcing us to push our way back to the clubhouse. Violent incidences escalated and spectator numbers declined. In my diary entry for the 19th of September this year, I recorded that only 400 people turned up to watch a match in Newcastle. Local newspapers' opinion of this low number was that the novelty of watching women players appears to be wearing off. This, I doubt. Perhaps it is that women footballers are now regarded as a threat to the masculine values of the game. Most certainly, the English Football Association have compounded things further. From the 25th of October this year, 1902, the Football Association have banned men's teams from playing against women. Our desire to compete in the game, which has been looked upon as being exclusively the property of man, our attempts to popularise women's football have come to an end. Are women not as good as men? I generally believe that they are. The British Ladies Football Club have more than proved so. Our presence in the public arena was on equal terms with men. We have demonstrated to the world that women are not ornamental and useless creatures. Men can play football, and so can women.
Oh, spare us this, our winter game. We don't mind a blue stocking. But in the football field? For shame, Miss Honeyball, 'tis shocking. Don't flatter your abandoned souls. Those thousands went for pleasure, or went to watch you score goals. Theirs were but lewdest leisure. Your pretty ankles look so thick, your baggy breeks ungainly, and then when you attempt to kick, 9 times in 10, 'tis vanity.